right, good morning, friends. It is Wednesday, February 17th, and today is a big day. First, we have been in the most retrograde Mercury in retrograde that I can ever remember. And that is because I'm assuming it's in Aquarius, and Aquarius is just not playing around this year. Not that it ever does, but Aquarius energy is here to make some big changes. And so anything happening in Aquarius is going to be kind of a big deal. And having 6 planets in Aquarius, well, it's earth changing. So here we are. This is what it feels like. Everybody has been getting a steady stream of energetic upgrades. How you are integrating those depends on many different factors, but good rule of thumb is awareness is going to take you a long way. So being aware and softening to receive upgrades is going to help you to feel less like you are dying while you're having them. Now, of course, and I'm always going to say this because I have to, if you are experiencing chronic pain, things happening with your body that don't seem quite right, and you're not feeling good, you should get checked out by a doctor. I am not a doctor. However, having said that, and you've checked off all those boxes, these upgrades are really intense for your body because they're moving very fast. And like we talked about, I think last week, if you are and have been in the process of doing all of this work on yourself and really attuning yourself to these new earth frequencies, doing your work, speaking your truth, just generally, doing the things, you are going to feel them more than a person who isn't aware of them. And while that may seem unfair, it's actually a really good thing because it will show you how deeply connected you are to the energies around you and how deeply connected you are and a part of this earth itself. So whatever's happening energetically on the planet is happening to you as well. So take it as a compliment to all of the work that you're doing, that you have increased your sensitivity and your receptivity to the universal energies. It is a good thing. I am very aware that sometimes it really sucks because I'm here with you. The best advice I can give you about all of your feels is to respect them. If you are being told to slow down, please slow down. If you are being told to drink a lot of water and avoid certain people, please do that because you're being given advice from your own self of how you can start to move through this energy. Perhaps a little bit faster, but again, like we heard last Thursday with the council, one of the reasons we are feeling and that can't be changed is because we need to gain respect for what energy is and how we are energy as well. So just let yourself be respectful so that we can all get through this. Okay, so now let's move into the big deal. Mercury is going to go direct on the 20th. That's going to be great. However, and you saw my meme yesterday, right? However, we move into the sign of Pisces on the 19th. So we have a little bit of a crossover where we're still retrograde and we're moving into Pisces energy. That's going to feel like please don't do anything energy. And it's only like 12 hours or something. So just if you feel on the 19th like this kind of like weird sensation about you, just it's going to be okay. It's just Pisces energy coming in. And we'll talk about that later. Well, that's not relevant to this discussion today. The big news today is the square that is happening between 2 planets, Saturn and Uranus. When a square happens, they create 2 tension points with 2 different planets. Right now, we have Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is the planet of rules and boundaries. Uranus is the planet of fuck your rules and boundaries. Yay! So they're like, we don't like each other, we don't play together. Let's make a square in Aquarius and Taurus. All right, if that sounds a little bit tense and not like a good time, you are 100% right. So if you woke up this morning feeling like that, or if you've been feeling it for a couple days, this is what you're feeling. But it's gonna be very important for you to kind of get over that initial tense feeling, because there's a lot to learn here. And there is going to be a lot to learn here, because this is the first of 3 times that Saturn is going to square Uranus this year. Okay? 1 of 3. So take note, because today is the 17th, and I'm gonna quickly look up for you. This keeps disappearing on me. The other 2 dates. We've got June 14th, and then we've got December 24th. Okay, so just maybe write those dates down. Obviously, we're gonna go over them again, but here's what's happening. It's what we asked for. We asked for change, and this square can't help but do big change. But in order for big change to happen, we have big disruption. And so it's going to be this struggle of old versus new. Saturn's coming in and saying, I like rules, and here are the rules. You need to follow the rules. Uranus is coming in and saying, well, your rules suck, and so I don't want to play by them. In fact, I'm gonna shove on you until your rules don't exist anymore. And Saturn's like, well, hold on a second, So we're like this, okay? In this pocket of energy, when you have 2 points creating tension, the space in between is where change is created. So these 2 are helping to create these 2 poles, right? Within which the container can be created for massive change on a global scale. So rocky times are coming, but we're actually already in them. So just keep that in mind, okay? So within this space are all the ingredients for a new society, for new rules, for rules that don't feel so archaic and patriarchal and against human nature. And this is a good thing. Now, if this is 1 of 3, we have to kind of pace ourselves. We can't just rush in here and expect everything to change overnight. But what I am feeling very much is that this square, this first square, is going to open up kind of like a little bit of chaos, let's say, because structures are going to start collapsing. There are a few events on the horizon that I can feel energetically that are on our way to us that feel very much like big disruptors. And I'm really getting away from the, I don't know a better way to put this, but I'm really getting away from the fortune teller aspect of what I do. And I'll tell you why. Predictions are great, projections are great, but when it comes to, what's going to happen at any point in time, there are always about 1 million different timelines that are affected by how we respond to energy and the choices that we make, which is the same thing. So I don't feel very comfortable anymore sitting here and saying, I think that we're going to have a massive power outage on the 28th. We might. But I don't feel comfortable as that being what I do for you guys, because instead of that, what I'd like to do is prepare you within yourselves to feel confident that whatever happens for the rest of this year, you'll be fine because you trust your internal guidance system. That feels more valuable to me and more important to me than saying, here's a high probability of a disaster event. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I'm feeling all the energy, and I know you are feeling all the energy as well. It's really big. And I want to stress to you guys that you're in the know on this. So just remember that as we start moving into this new energy that's coming. You're in the know. You are here, you're aware, and you become more aware every day. So nothing is necessarily here to take you by surprise or pull the rug out from under you. Systems are crumbling. Please expect that to continue to happen. If you've been watching me, you already know there's not going to be some amazing miracle drop down from the sky that's going to fix everything and make it go back to normal. That is the opposite of what we want. Normal was a disaster, right? It's just that right now we're in the chaos of tower energy. And so a lot of us are like, well, it would be really nice if we could just go back to how things were. It wasn't that bad. Yes, it was. So just stop, right? Because we want to move into a place where the majority, dare I say all human life on the planet can actually enjoy their trip, right? Not just a small percentage of us who have the privilege of not having to fight for every scrap of food we eat, right? So it's not what we want. That's not what we want. So take that out of your projections, take it out of your wish list. We don't want to go back to normal. Normal was bullshit. It was an illusion for elite people. And so now we're getting the opportunity to move past that, okay? And you are prepared. You're prepared and you are good. You are rooted in your own self. There's a lot of joy for you to experience in the present moment. And I really want you to remember that as you're bopping around in your life, because we do this thing, right? Where we say, okay, I can't wait for when I can be happy again. I can't wait for when I can see my friends again. I can't wait for when I can do this. I can't wait for that. How about stop that too and live now? Do life now. Find out what makes you happy now. Make adjustments that feel comfortable for where you're at. But good God, people, go live your life, right? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for somebody in the US government to tell you it is safe to be a person again? Because I'm going to tell you, they've actually never been doing that for us. So it's time to take a little bit of control of your own life and make some decisions from a place of sovereignty and love. And this is not like, fuck the government. It's be realistic and stop giving your power to people who don't even know you and who have agendas that you don't even know about. Have your own agenda. Make it to be your own happiness. Because aren't you sick and tired of this, right? I'll tell you what, I have been living this way for a minute now, okay? I have been living my life. I have been hanging out with my friends. I've been creating, doing all the things, staying at a level that makes me feel safe and makes me feel that my family is safe, and doing what feels right and resonant to me. I have been having a good time, guys. I haven't been miserable. I've been enjoying my life in the way that I can, because guess what? That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to have a pity party for myself that I can't go, fly down to Aruba or something. I don't know, what are we not able to do? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, are things very frustrating sometimes? Absolutely. Is there a lot of fear out in the air? Sure. Do you want to add to it? So really start to feel into that again, because fear is high, right? And there's still, I think we talked about this, but there's still that feeling in the collective that, oh, now we have a vaccine, we can go back to normal. Guys, what was normal? We don't want it. This is our opportunity and the opening for big change. Let's take it. If things hadn't happened exactly the way that they happened, none of this could have been possible, because we would have gone on being complacent and comfortable in our little lives and, doing our little things and, learning about the stuff and hoping that this happened and that happened. And then the universe said, boom, here we go. Full stop. Let's do this. And so are you ready? Because we're doing it. We're in the middle of it. So this Saturn Square Uranus this tension that's creating this force field in between it 3 times this year. This is where big change is happening. When this happens, like today, it's happening now, I think 2 p.m. When this happens, I don't think that we should expect a big bang of a change, but understand this is a date that we'll remember, okay? Just like the beginning of January. I think it's really important for us to occasionally just take stock of all the batshit crazy that's already happened this year. People stormed the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Hello, right? That's weird. But there were so many other weird things too. It's just, we have got to get it together and stop freaking out. So live your life. Find your joy moments. Find your people who are in alignment with you right now, right? The ones who are like, yep, I feel the same way you feel. Let's go do some things together. Find those people. And don't worry about the other things, because you need to have joy in your life right now. Because if you don't have things that make you feel happy and light and peaceful, you are not going to be able to have the kind of momentum and energy you need to move through the rest of this year. If you're sitting sad in a corner waiting for somebody to fix things, you're going to be super depressed, and we don't want you that way. So let's do this, right? All right, so that's the other thing. Now, one other thing that's happening energetically that I just want to talk about briefly, we touched upon it at the beginning, is this Mercury retrograde. If you have things that have felt like they are in a stuck position, like there was a momentum happening and then all of a sudden it just like got stuck in some taffy. I don't know where I come up with these things, but it's like it really slowed down. That was retrograde. So prepare yourself now, because retrograde's over on the 20th. It's clicking out. Prepare yourself to hit the ground running on some of these projects, because the energy is going to move fast and it's not going to retrograde again. No other planets are going to be in retrograde for the rest of the year. That means it's full speed ahead after this. This retrograde in February was honestly like a moment to take a breath, okay? And I hope you took one. I hope you took your naps. I hope that you took some time to assess and to feel and to take a minute and say, oh, what did I learn here? What did I like? What didn't I like? That kind of stuff. Just taking stock, because it's going to be really fast after this. And it's exciting and you're ready for it, but just kind of get yourself in that space where things are going to start popping for whatever it was that wasn't popping. And that sounds exciting to me because I like fast things. So slow things drive me completely bananas. So that's happening. So keep it in mind. Now, I also want to remind you, and I actually am going to pull some cards. I have them right here. They're like, don't forget me. Remind you, for those of you who are in restoration and we are doing our lunar magic together, I am going to remind you again. I know you hate this. Some of you hate this, but we are going to push this so much. What makes you special? Did you write it down? Have you been looking at it every day? Does it make you less squirmy to think about these things? I still want you to write this down, even if it's one word. What makes you special? What makes you unique? What is your awesomeness? What does it feel like? What does it look like? Please take some time to do this for yourself. Remind yourself of those things. Send a little juju to your friends who are on the call, who are doing all this work with you, because we really need that energy, right? Important stuff, because it's going to come full circle for this next full moon, and we are going to be able to tap into that energy again. So please do that, all right? So I'm going to pull a card for you guys. I'm kind of torn between these two decks, but I guess I'm going to go with the Sacred Rebels, because that seems very Uranus, right? So also a fun thing to do would be to look at your chart and see where you have, like, where your placements are for Saturn and for Uranus, and see like what's going on with that for you. All right, we're gonna pull a card from, this is one of my favorites. I like everything by Alana Fairchild. This is her Sacred Rebels. Okay, and we're just gonna pull a card for all y'alls. And I just want to remind you also, for those of you who are not in restoration, I'm changing things just a little bit. Your first month is always free. So if you want to join restoration at any point in the month and see what the fuss is about and what's going on over there, do so. You can use code ACTIVATE and it is free for the month. Now, if you start today, it's free for the rest of this month, not for 30 days, but you'll get access to all of the things we've done so far, including the moon calls and the master classes, and it's a good time. So if you want more information, let me know. Or just go to my website. All right, are you ready? Oh my God, this is a good deck. All right, so first of all, for our numbers people, it's number 30. The perception, no, whoa, I read that wrong. The perfection of your life. And I will be posting this card in the Restoration Facebook group so you can take a look at it. I promise that I will do that. Are you ready? Have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So too, there is great beauty in your life right now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate, but sense vaguely nonetheless. Perhaps the chaos is fully fledged and a person or situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval, or change and uncertainty in your world. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings the same message for you. All is unfolding according to the perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm which is having an impact on you. It is clearing things out, ruffling feathers, and preparing you for that lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you have drawn the oracle of after the storm as well, this message is amplified for you. Just go ahead and be amplified. Let's assume that we did it. Even if you've not chosen that card, but feel intuitively drawn to read the message for it after, you're encouraged to do so. Okay. If you cannot believe there's anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck, denied, bored, thwarted, or stale, this oracle brings you a message also. No matter what appears to be, in truth there is only the unfolding, creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You have not been looked over. You have not been denied, found wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt is in your own heart. Do your liberating rain dance. Rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, or sing. Express whatever is needed, however is needed, to exercise the blocked energy in your heart. Then you will call on the powerful perfection of your life path as it aligns for the next creative turn of the spiral of life. Once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you. Right? Okay, so I will post this in the Restoration Facebook group so you can read it and also read the healing process that's detailed at the end of this card. The last thing I want to tell you this morning is to just stop being so freaking hard on yourself. Have an amazing, beautiful day. You are supported. You are loved. I'm here for you. It is an honor to walk alongside you on this journey. I love you, and I will see you on Friday morning. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.